Chulalongkorn University, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the event Asean and Thailand's Top Corporate Brands 2020. I'm Monchai Wongkitigraiwan, graduated master degree program in marketing from Chulalongkorn Business School. I am very honored to be your MC today, Asean and Thailand's Top Corporate Brands 2020. Before we start our program, I would like to request your honor to stand up to show the respect to Chulalongkorn University anthem, Maha Chulalongkorn. Ladies and gentlemen, please kindly stand up. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. This year's event is very special because of the important changes of situation, including the venue of the event. As we are in this beautiful room inside the historic building, Maha Chulalongkorn, which is the oldest and is a landmark building of Chulalongkorn University. I feel so very proud to be in this very special place, as we will have the exciting moment awaiting in the next hour for the confer of the Prestige Awards, Thailand's Top Corporate Brands, Thailand's Top Corporate Brands Hall of Fame, and Asean's Top Corporate Brands 2020. To formally mark the very special event this year, I'd like to invite the President of Chulalongkorn University, Professor Dr. Bandit Apon, to give the welcome remark. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our University President, Ajahn Bandit.
Good afternoon, everyone. As the president of Chulalongkorn University, the prestigious and the leading university in Thailand, I am very pleased to be here with you for the important event, Asean and Thailand's Top Corporate Brands 2020. Let me briefly introduce you to this award. In 2010, two researchers from Marketing Department Chulalongkorn Business School, Professor Kuntari Runrom, who is here with us today, and Dr. Ek Patra Thanakun, who is also with us today, had developed a tool to measure the corporate brand by integrating marketing, finance, and accounting concepts to answer a question: how much is the value of a corporate brands? And they came up with the quantitative formula to calculate the corporate brand value in terms of financial figures, which is called the Corporate Brand Success Valuation, or the CBS valuation. The researchers used the financial data from the registered company in the Stock Exchange of Thailand to calculate the brand values. In 2012, the firms with the highest corporate brand values in various industries were awarded Thailand's Top Corporate Brand for the first time. The public announcement of the corporate brand values has encouraged top executives of the firms to be aware of the importance of the corporate brands, which can contribute to the business success. The announcements of Thailand's top corporate brand values has been conducted every year until now to continuously confirm the importance of the corporate brand equity. After 3 years since the first public announcement in 2015, the CBS Valuation Research was awarded the National Outstanding Research Award in Economics from the National Research Council of Thailand, which proves the research originality and the significant contribution to the knowledge of the corporate brand valuations in Thailand. I am delighted to see that the last 2 years, the scope of the research has been expanded to the ASEAN countries to raise the importance of the research up to the international level, as well as to recognize the firms with the highest brand value in ASEAN countries to receive the award, ASEAN's Top Corporate Brand. This year is the 11th year of the public announcement of the research by Professor Dr. Kuntari Runrom and Dr. Ek Patra Thanakun of Chulalongkorn Business School. I am pleased to see the CBS valuation research continues to grow with the efforts of the two researchers. I should mention that this research has a great deal of impact to the firm's business management in Thailand. I would like to thank you the wonderful support from the long-time co-partner, the Stock Exchange of Thailand and Manager Online. We cannot make this annual event possible without their genuinely strong support. On behalf of Chulalongkorn University, let me sincerely congratulate all the award recipients for the great achievement of your corporate brand values this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the welcome remark by the President of Chulalongkorn University. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I strongly believe that we have wondered one question: how a brand can create the success and sustainability for firms in the long run. Today, we will have the opportunity to listen to the answer of this question. Of course, I would like to take a few minutes to introduce our keynote speaker for the event, and he is very, very special. Our keynote speaker is Dr. Kongkiat Opat Wongkan, the Chief Executive Officer of Asia Plus Group Holdings Public Company Limited. Dr. Komkiat received bachelor's degree in computer engineering with first-class honors from faculty in engineering Chulalongkorn University. He graduated MBA with distinction in finance and quantitative analysis and PhD in operations research from the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. Also, Dr. Komkiat started his career at Kasikorn Bank. He used to serve as CEO of the Export-Import Bank of Thailand. He was chairman of the Federation of Thai Capital Market Organization and chairman of Securities Analyst Association. Dr. Komkiat has received high recognition from many organizations such as a Global Leaders of Tomorrow from World Economic Forum Davos, Switzerland in 1995. In 1996, he was awarded a top 50 financial leaders of the 21st century from Euromoney. In 2013, he received Asia Award for Advisory Broker of the Year from the European. In 2014, he received the Best CEO of Listed Company in SET from the Stock Exchange of Thailand and Money and Banking magazine. I must mention that currently Dr. Komkiat is the director of Bangkok Symphony Orchestra Foundation and the director of Ramanoi Art Museum Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me give a warm welcome to Dr. Komkiat Opat Wongkan. Please, Dr. Komkiat.
Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, they want to put me on this chair, but I don't think it is necessary. Mr. President of Chulalongkorn University, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to be here and especially to be back to Chulalongkorn. First of all, I have to congratulate all the recipients of these distinguished awards presented by Chulalongkorn Business School. Of course, several recipients cannot travel due to travel restriction, and therefore, I think most of the faces I see in this room are Thai, and several of them are my friends in the business world. Today, I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes to talk a little bit about the brand value and how to make it sustainable in the longer term. I have no intention to try to teach all you who are experts in creating the value of your companies, but I just wish to share some of my thoughts as an outsider, also as someone who always look up for good brands globally. As an investor, I have been studying, myself, not just to listen to stock analysts or commentators on televisions, etc. But I have to do my own study. I have to attend various seminars to talk to the actual founders or entrepreneurs of various companies in my past years. Of course, I'm less active these days as I'm getting older. And I normally travel for leisure and maybe sometimes travel to some new countries such as Israel just to pick up some brains from those smart people and try to invest my money in some of those startup deals myself. The topic I'm given today actually is something I'm sure any one of you can sort of come to this stage and talk to the rest of the audience. But let me bring you back a little bit, how important the brand is. Imagine a world without any brand. Don't you think that the world is so blank without any brand? If you look at, let's say, all the cars on the streets, they all look different, but no brands. What do you think? If you go to a department store or shopping mall and try to buy some handbags, some shoes, some pants, whatsoever, if there are no brands, how would you feel? So I think creating brand value is extremely important. I have to say that most companies that have brand value normally started with the founder. The founder's face is always there in the mind of consumers when the company started. And even after decades or even after centuries, people still will remember some of those valuable brands. When I was in the States, I remember the first class that I attended at the school in the MBA class, my professor told the whole class, look, today I have some news to tell every one of you in the class. So everyone was so curious, trying to listen to what the professor had to say. And normally people would expect some good news from some of the alumnus or alumni. However, the professor would say that today the bad news is coming from one of our alumni, and that is his big company is going bust. It is a casino in Atlantic City called Taj Mahal. So, people are just curious, who is that guy? So the professor said, his name is Donald Trump. So what I'm trying to convey is that normally brand can be up and down. And as I say, corporate brand, a lot of times will be linked with personal brand. If you imagine names like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, etc., or even Maradona, soccer legendary, I think people understand that if these people come up with some products that can be extended to longevity, like Versace, etc., the product value can be continued by the management, and that's a very important task that the management should carry on. So just to summarize, personal brand normally will be reflected in a corporate brand. And in order to carry on forward, the management has to do a lot of work to make sure that longevity exists. So I don't have to say much about roles and benefit of good corporate brand. Every one of us know, get recognition. If you buy a product, boom, you know immediately what kind of quality you will get. You know exactly how it tastes like, how it looks like. You don't have to question yourself, what is the quality control, etc. Second point is to increase revenue or business of the company or the organization and to generate new customers. Of course, improve employee pride and satisfaction. That's very key because all the companies will be run by human resources, especially quality one. And also create trust. Trust is also very important for the brand. If a financial institution no longer trusts by depositors, then that financial institution will not be able to survive. Another important point I want to stress is that corporate strategy should be aligned with the branding strategy. That's extremely important. Good example is you look at Nike. Nike is known for cutting-edge sports shoes, apparel, and equipment, and then translate into corporate strategy, and that is how to build the quality of human resources to be talented, diverse, and inclusive. Of course, I just quickly go through some of the brand valuation. I respect what Chulalongkorn has, but I just want to point out that there are several other approaches that people use to measure brands quantitatively. But of course, it has to be consistent. I think the one Chulalongkorn is using is very easy to understand. You look at enterprise value and subtract by all the tangible asset and cash, etc. That's very easy to understand. That's excellent. At the same time, another sort of a organization using quantitative numbers, especially financial numbers, is Forbes. Normally, they use a 3 years average of earning before income tax and then subtract by 8% of capital employed. Why 8%? I asked them as well, why 8%? They said, because that should be the minimum return of capital employed. So if any of your organization receiving return of less than 8% of the capital, I think you should look into it and talk to the CFO, hey, what's wrong with it? Talk to the frontline marketing people, hey, what's wrong with it? And then adjusted by tax, and then multiply by multiple. High brand value normally we reflect in high multiple PE ratio, high PE ratio. And that is also another fact that I found. Then the last one I think is more or less through survey and quantitative. I don't want to go through that. Now, since we are talking about ASEAN and Thailand Corporate Brands Award, I just want to bring you to the rest of the world, especially the most valuable brands in the world, let's say top 10. What their strategy is and what sort of percentage of the brand value as compared to market capitalization. Number one, there's no dispute. Apple, everyone knows what it is. I've been a sort of a follower of Bill Gates and Steve Jobs since I was in school in the old days, since 1978. Surprisingly, they and I have the same age, but they are much richer, billions dollars richer than me. Put it this way, and they can sell their products globally, or even if there's another planet outside of the world, I'm sure they can sell to the other planets as well. These people are brilliant. I test their product in the old days, like Apple, Macintosh, and all that. So it's like a little tank, etc., and see what happened and what they have developed in the old days. But today, the brand value is over 240 billion USD, representing a large chunk of the market cap. Of course, market cap of Apple is about 2 trillion USD. So this is more than 10%. And you look at all these names, I think every one of you know what it is. There's only one Asian company, and that is number 8 here, Samsung, which is now, I think, coming from nowhere. 10 years ago now, it's among the top 10 in the world. Now let's look at the proportion of brand value of some of these companies. Let's say in the technology sector, you look at Apple, 12% belongs to the brand value of this company, which is very large. And I just want to point out some numbers. You probably don't want to go through all these numbers, but I just want to point out that multiple is very important, PE average. In the past 3 years, Apple is still trading at respectable 18 times, especially I think most executives of listed companies globally try to increase recurring income, apart from just sell, one-time sale and go. I look at some of the companies here in this room. Apart from collecting revenue from selling your products, you also want to collect revenue from your recurring income and try to balance the volatility of the earnings, be it in property sector or IT sector, etc. And PEG, this one, some of them may not understand. It's sort of a ratio between price-earning ratio and growth of the company. The lower the number, the better it is. Sometimes it's below 1 times, which means that company is undervalued. And then you look at the 12% here, 18% here, and then 9% here. And then in this particular sector, beverage, Coke is very high in terms of brand value, 28%. And then, of course, Starbucks, 16%. So compared to the technology sector, these old names normally have very high brand value as a proportion of the market capitalization. LV and Hermes, about the same, 17 to 21%. Actually, this is my favorite brand, and I consider Bernard Arnault as the best M&A executive in the world, the best in the world. You know, I remember I have been investing in this stock for at least 10 years. And in March this year, the stock collapsed from 400 something to 200 something. Today it's back to 500. It is one of the very few brands that can increase price during COVID-19. Chanel, Louis Vuitton, and Kering, Gucci, basically. And then the rest just follow. They increase price by 3 to 5% immediately. You see the people lining up, after they are allowed to shop, not only in Thailand, but also in China, everywhere. And even the trunk, they increase the price immediately by 30%, not 3%. So that shows how strong the brand value is. And then some of these old names again, Disney and 24%. Netflix is a new one, but of course benefit from the lockdown. So I just want to give you a few examples of how the founder drove or drive the value of the brand until what it is today. As I say earlier, I've been following what Steve Jobs was doing when he started his first company in his little garage or whatever. He was running the company and then he was fired and he returned in 1997. He was fired from his own company. So in 1997, when he returned, look at the brand value, it's still very little. And then, it started to move up slowly. After he passed away, that's the point. And then Tim Cook took over. The growth has been growing up exponentially. So you can tell the difference. So it means that the corporate culture has been passed along to the team, to the management team, and to the rest of the human resources in the firm to carry on the philosophy, and that is to combine the technology with simplicity. You look at their products, very simple, very creative, very modern design. Always think ahead. And then give priority to customer experience. Make sure that the customer enjoy using the products. Very simple philosophy. But of course, part of it, why the value of the firm has gone up explosively, is that in the financial world, we look at Tim Cook as a more investor-friendly CEO. Steve Jobs was not friendly to investors. He never paid any single cent of dividend to shareholders. Zero. He didn't care about investors. And he was very tough to the workers, and that's why everyone was groomed to be what they are today. But however, Tim Cook listened to investors from outside, especially Warren Buffett, who become a big shareholder of Apple, doing treasury stock, buying back own shares, paying dividend, doing stock split, come up with all kind of things that financial investors love, and that is why the brand value has been skyrocketing. Disney is another good example. I'll just go very quickly. I think the thing that drives Disney up in terms of brand value is the high quality of content. And also, they use good technology and also expand and grow globally. They have branches in some major destinations, as well as they have their own television channel. And this one also is another person I really respect, the founder of Starbucks. Share the company value. All three of them no longer manage the company on a day-to-day basis. They are gone already. Either pass away or just exit the management, or even not sitting on the board of directors, but the company still can continue to do what they can do best. I think what Howard Schultz left behind was that the only thing I remember is the experience. You get not only good taste of the coffee, but also a community that people can mingle around, sit down and talk in Starbucks shops, and consider Starbucks shops as their third home. Of course, first home is your own house, your own home. Second home is your office. And it was your third home, the shops at Starbucks. Now, as top executives sitting in this room, I think you also have a key roles in try to make sure that you build a very sustainable brand. I like the quote by Warren Buffett, who say that your premium brand had better be delivering something special, or otherwise nothing. It's not going to get any business. It's worthless. It's nothing. So management definitely has to understand the brand very clearly. Because, of course, they understand because they do research, they created it, etc. But everyone in the organization should also be able to convey the message to customers. I find it sometimes very difficult to groom some of my associates to convey the value of certain products. Of course, our financial products, I'm in financial sector, some of the financial products are so complicated, and it's so difficult to communicate it to most clients. I would say maybe 5 to 10% of our clients understand and can invest in those kind of products, but the rest cannot. So I do understand that it's highly complicated, and sometimes we have to just ignore that portion of clients. So understand your products, key, and then work with customers, get their feedback. What is good, what is bad. Strategize how to advertise, how to deliver, how to service, after-sales service, what is the logistic, etc. And then measure results. There should always be feedback. So key components, let me conclude here. Key components in building a sustainable brand. There are two boxes, two circles here. One is to create customer experience. And another one, which actually becoming very, very important these days, is to promote social ethics. When I was a student at that time in early 80s, hardly anyone talk about social ethics, hardly anybody talk about ESG, hardly people talk about social contribution, etc. So companies just advertise, spend money on advertising, and try to create brand awareness through advertising. Sometimes if you advertise too often, you may lose your customers as well. I remember I was working as a research fellow in my last year when I was doing my doctoral degree. I was assigned to help professor to do a research on a beer company in Mexico. So we look at regression analysis, look at advertising budget versus revenue. We plot all kinds of graphs, so complicated. And then, we come up with one very curious question, and that is, Why the more you spend money on advertising, the less the sales will be generated. It should be the opposite. Think about it. So we look at it and say, hey, we should cut down the advertising budget. But at that time, we still couldn't understand why it happened. So one day I just looked at the advertising on television. At that time, they always spend money on soccer match. Yeah, they always advertise, let's say, a few seconds or 10 seconds, 15 seconds in the middle of a soccer match. So whenever they advertise, the audience so angry. They were so angry. Why you shut us out? It's not. That's very critical moment. Sometimes a goal was made during the advertising, and that's why people hate the brand. So we don't. Of course, that's an old way of using it. That's why eventually they use a little screen on the right top corner of television when they do advertising on soccer match, as you can see today. But in the old days, they just block out everything. Advertising beer and all of that. People never enjoy. I just touch briefly on my own company, just to give you an example. I think we are in commodity business, put it this way. It's like a bank, because we buy and sell money, put it this way. Securities company, asset management, investment banking, doing M&A, invest in startup, invest in venture capital, invest in stock market globally, blah, blah, blah. Doing research. We have about 750 people today. But I was saying that sometimes 5 people contribute maybe 20% of the bottom line already, but the rest just to add up to give the balance for the company. I think the complication is my philosophy is not to run as a simple securities firm. We add new products every 1 or 2 years, as you can see. We are pioneer in private banking or wealth management 14 years ago. Advisory, investment banking. Actually, we did it, but we did not separate it as a separate entity until that year. We do a lot of IPOs, maybe 40, 50 IPOs, 40, 50 M&As, at least cross-border, domestic, etc. We do debt through capital market underwriting. We do global investment. We have a lot of our Thai clients investing overseas since 2010. That was 10 years ago. But even today, a lot of Thai investors still don't know that they can invest in overseas stocks, even today, to my surprise. And then, of course, we have private equity. We invest in non-listed companies, venture capitals, startup. And actually, it is something quite complicated, put it this way. So we just make it very simple, and that is in one little word, and that is value. We create value. That's it. We don't want to talk much about what we do. Value means what? Apart from monetary return, we also look at experience and value of our clients. They're second generation, third generation. We groom them, we teach them how to do business. We take them to visit CEO of listed companies, listen to what other CEOs are talking about, what's their vision, etc. We know that which CEO always talk big, which CEO always, talk very conservatively. After so many years of experience, we know, the character of CEOs of listed companies in Thailand. And that is what we can bring to our clients. Very simple. And as I said earlier, you have to integrate your corporate culture with the brand value. And that is how we bring about the corporate culture. And put in one very simple word, and that is GRACE, G-R-A-C-E. G means good governance, R, responsive, A, accountability, creativity, and enthusiasm. Very simple. And we did it through brainstorming of, all our staff so many years ago. Come up with all kinds of ideas. What do we want to be, blah, 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 etc. So this is the conclusion. And that we have been used and groom our people for several years now. So in conclusion, as a CEO of a company, what is your main role? I can conclude it into 3 bullet points. You are the brand ambassador. When I see you, I know immediately what brand you represent, same as you, etc. You create brand visibility. Your brand has to be on the top of the mind of your consumers. Of course, you can use all kind of technology, etc. We have algorithmic system where it can push your name to the top or the front page of Google or whatever. If they print in something, let's say hotels, Bill's Group will be on the top page, etc. They have all kind of algorithmic system. But of course, you have to be the brand ambassador as well as to make your brand very visible. And thirdly, to make sure that the brand can stay on in the mind of your consumers, your followers for a long, long time. Make it resonance. Make it stay indefinitely. And that requires a lot of work. And you have to change your strategy continuously to make sure that you stay on top. Before we end, I just want to show you the philosophy of this richest man in the world. After he split his fortune with his ex-wife, he's still the richest. It's amazing. And I remember I first invested in his stock when it was $700. Today it's $3,100. I still couldn't believe it. But I think it will continue to go up, I believe. Because these days investors always invest in theme. If the theme is right, if the management is right, even though the valuation is high, but it can be higher. That is what we see. If the theme is wrong, if the CEO is not right, if the PE or the valuation is low, it will stay low. So I think, very simple. He humanized corporate brands. Humanize, make it easy. In the old days, it was difficult. When I returned to Thailand a long time ago, I ordered a book. I remember at that time I looked at the book, and there's a book at that time, one of the bestsellers is a story about Goldman Sachs. So I placed the order through Amazon. The book was something like $20, $25. But when I received it in Thailand, it cost me another $30 or so for the delivery cost. That at that time, it's so expensive. And I still remember, okay, it's not that friendly, and partly because of the Thai custom as well. That I think we have to work on it, especially if you want brand Thailand to be well known, to be, sort of friendly to tourists or visitors around the world. I think a lot of work still have to be done for this country, I have to say, but I don't want to go through it. To validate the brand from the highest level of authority. So basically, he's the one who makes final stamp on everything. And the last one, which I like, be you. Be yourself. Not me too. Be you. I really like this word, be yourself. And that's how this company stands out today. And it's still trading at multiple of over 100 times PE, believe it or not. This is my own quote. And that is how I sum up, from what I have learned over the years. We are all here. We are CEO, we are management of various organizations. We are here to create value. When I say value, not only value to your customers, to your stakeholders, etc., also to your societies, to someone you never know or you never meet before. So I think the circle is very large, create value. Innovation is very important. You always come up with something new, something ahead of your competitors. That's why be you, not me too. And then create experience. So your customers, your audience will always remember that you are the best, the top in their mind. And that is the job of the CEO and the management of any organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kongkiat, and please be on the stage for a while. Such an insightful presentation. And now, we know that a brand can create a success and sustainability for firms in the long run. And then now, I would like to invite the president of Chulalongkorn University to present the token of appreciation to Dr. Kongkiat. Please welcome Asean Bandit Apon once again. Thank you very much. Thank you, Professor Dr. Bandit Apon, the president of Chulalongkorn University, and of course, thank you to Dr. Kongkiat Opatwongkan. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the time that we are waiting for, which is the announcement of research results, ASEAN and Thailand's top corporate brands of the year 2020. Each year, I have the privilege to invite two researchers who are also my teachers from the MBA program, Department of Marketing, Chulalongkorn Business School, to announce the results. Both of them have been doing the corporate brand valuation research for a decade, delivering the valuable results to the business in Thailand as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my teachers, Professor Dr. Kuntali Runrom and Assistant Professor Dr. Ek Patrantakun, to announce the exciting results of this year's award. Please welcome.
Sawadika, and good afternoon, Professor Dr. Bandit Apon, and distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm so pleased and I'm so proud to be in this building. And this is the first time, actually, that I was a student here, but this is the first time that I am in this building.
Right. We are in a very historic building, iconic building of Chulalongkorn University. So it's one of the first buildings in the university. And I found some of you happen to be the alumni of the university anyway. So welcome back home.
Yes, welcome back. And I'm so pleased that I listened to Dr. Kongkiat Opatwongkan. And believe it or not, Dr. Ek, I read his book when I was a PhD student. And it was long time ago. And he wrote a book called Brand Positioning or something, Product Positioning.
I see.
And I was very surprised to read this book, that because I know that this guy, he's in finance. How come that he writes something in marketing?
And you see, at the end of the day, it's the integration of many fields anyway, because it's the valuation of brands. Once it comes to the valuation of brand, then it's finance, it's accounting, and it's marketing. And at the end, it's business administration. And the more important thing is the sustainability of the brand itself, Ajahn. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been 11 years
Yes.
that we have been together in this kind of events.
Yes.
Unbelievable indeed.
Yes, it's been a long time. And this year, we will cut down our research methodology, and we just go ahead to announce the result of our research.
To make the long story short, so we are going to go for the results of this year.
Yes.
So first thing first, we would like to invite once again President of the Chulalongkorn University, Professor Dr. Bandit Apon, to come onto the stage once again. The President, please. So please welcome back his President once again. So everyone, it's time for the presentation of the awards, the conferring of the awards, Asean and Thailand's Top Corporate Brands 2020. And we're going to start off with Thailand's Top Corporate Brands 2020. And I'm going to announce the results of Thailand's Top Corporate Brands 2020 one by one. And we are going to start off with the sector called food and beverages. Ladies and gentlemen, Thailand's Top Corporate Brand 2020 for the food and beverages sector goes to the Carabao Group.
The number is 56,462 million baht. I would like to invite Kun Yun Yong Opakun, the Board of Director and Senior Vice President of Carabao Group, to come on the stage and receive the award. ขอเรียนเชิญค่ะคุณยุนยง
So Ajahn, Carabao Group has been doing well, very well in terms of the food and beverages.
This is the first time, first entry.
Newcomer indeed, and the
Yes.
beverage, of course, not just in Thailand, but in many parts of the world, including the UK.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
and we happen to know about the Carabao Cup, right? So the reputation of the country is not in the country; it's in the international market as well.
Yes. Congratulations to น้าแอดนะคุณแอด Carabao ค่ะ
And this is the first time that we got the national artist to receive the awards.
Yes.
How nice. And we are moving on to the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, Thailand's Top Corporate Brands 2020 for the banking sector goes to Kasikorn Bank.
The number of Kasikorn Bank is 86,999 million baht. Beautiful number. Let me invite Kun Khattiya Intravichai, the Chief Executive Officer of Kasikorn Bank, to come on the stage and receive the award. ขอเรียนเชิญค่ะ
So Kun Khattiya is the alumnus of our school, Chulalongkorn Business School.
Yes, and graduated from marketing department.
How nice.
Yes, very nice.
And once again, the number you see, 999.
Yes.
So the 9 ending
Yeah,
indeed.
Beautiful number. Yes.
So congratulations once again. K-Bank. So people call the Kasikorn Bank K-Bank these days. And the good news all the time, we talk about not just Kasikorn Bank. A few weeks ago, it's Kasikorn Line, right? So it's the platform now. So
Yes.
thank you so very much and congratulations.
Congratulations ค่ะ
Ladies and gentlemen, the next sector is Capital and Securities, and Thailand's Top Corporate Brands 2020 goes to KTC.
And the figure of KTC is 57,060 million baht. Let me invite คุณหมอรัตเทียนศรีมงคล the Chief Executive Officer of KTC, to receive the award.
And this is not the first time for KTC.
No, congratulations
Congratulations.
again. Yes.
Yes, and once we talk about lifestyle, KTC popped up indeed. It has been many years for KTC now to receive the award Thailand's Top Corporate Brands 2000, and this year is 2020.
Yes, yes. And thank you so very much for coming.
Thank you very much, Kumarathien. And the next sector is insurance, and Thailand's Top Corporate Brands 2020 goes to Tipaya Prakan Thai.
The number is 5,796 million baht. ขอเรียนเชิญ Dr. สมพร สืบทวินกุล the Managing Director of ทิพยประกันภัย Congratulations.
And this is not the first time for Tipaya Prakan Pai,
No.
Ajahn. and many interesting products under Tipaya indeed, including Tip Lady, for example. So it's not just the brand in terms of the corporate brands, it's also the product brands as well. So thank you very much for coming in person, and congratulations indeed.
Yes, congratulations.
And the next sector is automotive, and Thailand's top corporate brands 2020 goes to PCS Machine Group Holding.
The figure is 5,124 million baht. Let me invite Khun Kornwood Chilpricha, the Chief Financial Officer of PCS Holding Group. Please come on the stage. And congratulations. This is the first time that we have the automotive industry get into our, brand ranking.
Correct. We got the threshold below the 5,000 million baht. We will not announce the top brand, but if it is more than 5,000 million baht or 5 billion baht, we will now announce the top brand of that sector.
Khun Kornwood comes from Korat.
How
Long
nice.
way.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
He's
much
the
for
alumni-
coming.
He is the alumni of the Faculty of Engineering here as well. And the next sector is petrochemicals and chemicals. And ladies and gentlemen, Thailand's top corporate brands 2020 goes to Indorama Ventures.
The figure is 27,710. Let me invite Mr. Deke Agawal, the CEO of Combined Pet and IoT Business, to receive the award.
Congratulations. If we talk about pet bottle, the bottle water all around, then the name of Indorama's venture pop up, and it is actually number one, not just in Thailand, but in the world.
In the world. So congratulations, Mr. DK Agawal.
And the next sector, ladies and gentlemen, is construction materials, and Thailand's top corporate brand 2020 goes to Siam City Cement.
The figure is 38,121 million baht. Khun Siwa Mahasantana, Chief Executive Officer, please come on the stage. This is not the first time that Pun Insi,
Puntranok Insi. This is not the first time.
not the first time.
Right, and congratulations indeed. And Kun Siwa happened to be with us throughout, I think, 4 years in a row now. So thank you very much for coming in person once again. Can you see it? The figure? Very nice. And the next sector is property. Ladies and gentlemen, Thailand's top corporate brands 2020 for the property sectors goes to Land and House.
The number is 64,753 million baht. คุณณพรสุนทรจิตเจริญขอเรียนเชิญค่ะ
Ajahn Kuntali, you are a big fan of Land and House. That's what I know.
Yeah, I live land and house
Forever, actually.
property. Yes.
Yes, the quality and the sustainability and the reputation of Land and House happen to be all around, of course. Right? And this is not the first year that Kun Napon happened to be with us. So thank you very much for coming in person, Kun Napon.
Very impressive number.
Thank you very much. And the next sector is energy and utilities. Ladies and gentlemen, Thailand's top corporate brands 2020 goes to Energy Absolutes.
The number is 137.32 million baht. Let me invite Kun Amon Saptwikul, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of Energy Absolute ค่ะขอเรียนเชิญค่ะบริษัทพลังงานบริสุทธิ์
So once we talk about green energy, then
Green,
that
yes.
Energy Absolute popped up indeed. And last year, it's Energy Absolute. So this is not the first year for Energy Absolutes.
Yes, very high number.
Correct.
Yes.
Can you see what happened with the brand value right there? 137 billion baht for the brand value itself. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And the next sector is healthcare services, and Thailand's top corporate brand 2020 goes to Churarat Hospital Group.
The number is 20,749 million baht. Let me invite นายแพทย์กำพลพลัสสิงห์ the Managing Director of กลุ่มโรงพยาบาลจุฬารัตน์ขึ้นรับรางวัลค่ะ
So last year I remember Ajahn Kuntuli and Ajahn Kampon invited us after the event to be in the event of celebration of the group.
It's
Big
very,
event.
Very nice, and very nice that Jularat received the award for the second year.
And we have about 20 people from Jurarat today in the other room.
Wow.
That's very nice, and
Yes.
congratulations Ajahn Kampon, indeed, and all the Jurarat people. And the next sector is media and printing. Ladies and gentlemen, Thailand's top corporate brand 2020 goes to VGI.
The number of VGI is 50,697 million baht. Let me invite Mr. Nelson Liang, the Chief Executive Officer of VGI.
So once we talk about out of home,
Yes, out of home media, and you see everywhere, right?
right? So and these days people love to go out of home after being locked down and at home for a long time. So out of home advertisements and the media all around VGI happen to be number one indeed. So congratulations. And the next sector is tourism and leisure. Ladies and gentlemen, Thailand's top corporate brand 2020 goes to the Erawan Group.
The number is 8,675 million baht. Let me invite Kun Waramon Inkatanuwat, the Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer.
So Erawan Group, Ajahn, not just a Grand Hyatt Erawan Hotel. If you happen to hear of Hop-In Hotel all around the country, the hotels belong to the Erawan Group as
Can
well.
I hop in tonight?
Why not? Why not?
Yes.
So congratulations.
Congratulations.
And the next sector is transportation and logistics. And Thailand's top corporate brand 2020 goes to BEM.
The number is 92,733 million baht. Let me invite Kun Park Poom Thavi Vitayarat, Deputy Managing Director.
And today is a very good day because it's the birthday of BEM.
Yes, the birthday of BM. So congratulations.
Congratulations and happy birthday,
double,
actually.
Double congratulations.
Correct.
Right?
It's the newcomer for our award
Yes,
this year.
and Kun Park Poom graduated from our faculty.
Right, Jeongon Business School. Congratulations. And the next sector is electronics components. And Thailand's top corporate brands 2020 goes to KCE Electronics.
Number is 25,547 million baht. Let me invite Kun Kanyarat Thesali, Executive Vice President of KCE, to receive the award.
So once we talk about electronic components, it's a big chunk in terms of industry in Thailand.
I think Thailand has been doing very well in this business.
Indeed. This is the second year of KCE now. And the next sector is information and communication technology, or ICT. And Thailand's top corporate brands 2020 goes to InTouch.
The number is 145,527 million baht. Let me invite Kun Kim Siritawichai, the Chief Financial Officer of InTouch ค่ะ
Of course, this is not the first year for InTouch. InTouch got the award for 3 years in a row now, so congratulations indeed.
And today we have Dr. Virat Apimethi Thamrong with us.
Right, the chairman
also,
of the board.
The chairman of the board.
Congratulations, Kun Kim.
ค่ะ
So, thank you very much for all the award participants, and I would like to take this opportunity to actually ask the President to take some rest down here. So thank you very much, Ajahn. But you will be with us still
You're
in
still
the
with
next
us.
parts.
Yes. Thank you so very much ค่ะ
Ajahn Kuntali, after the awards of Thailand's top corporate brands, we will recognize some brands that got to be in the Hall of Fame. For any Thailand's top corporate brands that got the awards for 5 years in a row, then we will induct that brand into the Hall of Fame. And we inducted about 11 brands altogether in
Yes.
the Hall of Fame for many years now.
Start in 2017.
Correct.
Yes.
So it's 2017
Yeah.
Hall of Fames are here.
2017, yes, we have Sabina, Thai Panit, GC, SCG, and AIS to get a Hall of Fame award.
Correct. And in 2019, we have 6 more brands inducted into the Hall of Fame.
2019, we have กรุงเทพประกันชีวิต CPN, BDMS, Centara, AOT, and Delta Electronics.
And this year, we got one more brand that got inducted into the Thailand's top corporate brand Hall of Fame. Once again, 5 years in a row, and the brand cannot skip any years.
Yes.
And we have one more brand this year, and that brand is Minor International. So we would like you to take a look at what happened at Minor International for just a few minutes. That's Minor International. Please give Minor International our applause. So once again, Thailand's top corporate brands Hall of Fame 2020 for the food and beverages sector goes to the Minor International, and I would like to take this opportunity to welcome back the president of the university again to the stage. Ajahn Bandit, please.
And at this moment, I would like to invite Mr. William Elwood Heineck, the chairman of Executive Management Committee and the founder of Minor International, to receive the award.
So you see, this is the first time that Kun Bill got to be with us, and Kun Bill is the founder and the chairman and the owner of Minor International indeed.
This is 5 years in a row.
Right.
The top number one in food and beverages in Thailand.
If you happen to be around, of course, Dairy Queen, for example, Sizzler, the Coffee Club, Anantara, right, and
Yeah.
many other brands, right, happen to be under Minor International. And if you feel like pizza, then it's the pizza company.
Yes. Everything.
Everything around us,
Everything,
right?
so-
So congratulations
Yes.
indeed.
Yes. Yeah. Big congratulations to คุณวิลเลียมค่ะ
So once again, please give Kun Bill a round of applause. And the next part, Ajahn Kuntali, it's ASEAN's Top Corporate Brands 2020. And each year we'll actually go for the top brand in each country, and we have altogether 6 countries with the stock exchange markets, stock markets in the sense. And this year, unfortunately, the executives from the other countries might not be able to be with us because of the COVID-19 situation. So we have only the representative of Thailand. And ASEAN's Top Corporate Brands 2020 for Thailand goes to AOT.
The figure of AOT is 26 billion US dollars. And let me invite Kun Jenvit Muksikarat, the Executive Vice President of AOT, to come and receive the award. Congratulations to AOT ค่ะ This is billion.
Correct.
So if you convert into Thai, I don't know, it's about 700,000 กว่าล้าน
Correct. And AOT happened to be with us as the ASEAN's top corporate brands for 3 years in a row now. So congratulations indeed.
Yes, big congratulations. Yes.
So once again, thank you so very much, Kun Jenvit. And thank you so very much to the presidents of Chulalongkorn University. Ladies and gentlemen, Ajahn Bandit Ua Apon, the president of Chulalongkorn University. Ajahn, actually, we in general got many executives from the other countries as well. But this year, and as I mentioned, it's very unfortunate that we have the COVID-19 situation. So they could not make it, but we're going to announce all the results anyway.
So, well, we come to the end of our presentation, but we still have something that I would like to say to the whole audiences in this room. I am so very happy and very pleased, very proud to be among executives, and also I think that a lot of my friends, and this event I cannot make it without all the efforts and the help of many others. I would like to mention my students from the MBM program, that they spend a lot of time trying to make things come true. And also, I think that special thanks to everyone. I think that everyone, I don't know what to say, but all the executives from every companies that when I called and then I received very positive response that CEOs, the top executive would come and join with us in this event. So this, I really appreciate it.
And once again, congratulations to all the award recipients. It's our honor and pleasure indeed to have you all here in a very iconic building of Chulalongkorn University. And see you once again next year. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you very much. ขอบคุณมากค่ะ
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our researchers, my teachers, Ajahn Kuntali and Ajahn Ek. Congratulations for having such a memorable event. Congratulations. And then now, the award ceremony is completed. We're coming toward the end of the event, which is a group photo picture. I would like to ask all the award recipients to come to the stage to take group picture together. Please, Professor Dr. Bandit Ua Apon, President of Chulalongkorn University. Associate Professor Sawika Unhanan, Head Department of Marketing and Director of Master in Branding and Marketing Program, Thailand's Top Corporate Brand Hall of Fame 2017. And of course, our two researchers, Professor Dr. Kuntali Runrom and Dr. Ek Pattara Thanakul. And of course, the representative from the Stock Exchange of Thailand. And please welcome Dr. Suwat Thong Thanakul, Senior Editor of Manager Online. Please, once again on the stage for a group photo. Once again, I would like to ask all the award recipients to come to the stage, and congratulations for your brilliant establishment. And of course, not only the photo session in this room, we have very, very nice grand stair out there, outside the room. And of course, I would like to invite, once again, Dr. Kongkiat and Dr. Virat on the stage, please, for having photos together. Congratulations to all recipients. Congratulations to Mr. Heineke for getting the Hall of Fame 2020, and of course, AOT, Kun Jenwit Musikarat. And of course, after this photo session, I would like to invite all distinguished guests to the grand stair outside. Such an iconic and historic stair for taking these memorable photos.